How do proteins fold up? How do proteins go from a string of amino acids to a compact shape that acts as a machine and drives life?
When you find out about proteins, it is very exciting.
You could think of them as little biological nanomachines.
They are essentially the fundamental building blocks that power everything living on this planet.
If we can reliably predict protein structures using AI, that could change the way we understand the natural world.
When we started CASP in 1994, I certainly was naive about how hard this was going to be.
It was very cumbersome to do that because it took a long time.
So let's see what are we doing still to improve.
Typically 100 different groups from around the world participate in CASP, and we take a set of 100 proteins and we ask the groups to send us what they think the structures look like.
We can reach 57.9 GDT on Cas12 ground truth.
CASP has a metric on which you will be scored, which is this GDT metric.
On a scale of 0 to 100, you would expect a GDT over 90 to be a solution to the problem.
If we do achieve this, this has incredible medical relevance.
The implications are immense, from how diseases progress, how you can discover new drugs. It's endless.
I wanted to make a really simple system, and the results have been surprisingly good.
The team got some results with a new technique. Not only is it more accurate, but it's much faster than the old system.
I think we'll substantially exceed what we're doing right now.
Well, then it's a game changer, I think.
In CASP 13, something very significant had happened. For the first time, we saw the effective application of artificial intelligence.
We've advanced the state of the art in the field, so that's fantastic, but we've still got a long way to go before we've solved it.
The shapes were now approximately correct for many of the proteins, but the details, exactly where each atom sits, which is really what one would call a solution, were not yet there.
There's always a risk that you've missed something, and that's why blind assessments like CASP are so important to validate whether our results are real. Obviously, I'm excited to see how CASP 14 goes.
My expectation is we get our heads down, we focus on the full goal, which is to solve the whole problem.
AlphaFold is a coronavirus protein. We tried really hard to improve our prediction, really, really hard. Probably the most time that we have ever spent on a single target.
So we're about 2/3 of the way through CASP, and we've gotten 3 answers back.
We now have a ground truth for AlphaFold, which is one of the coronavirus proteins, and it turns out we did really well in predicting that.
Amazing job, everyone, the whole team. It's been an incredible effort.
Here what we saw in CASP 14 was a group delivering atomic accuracy off the bat, essentially solving what in our world is 2 problems. How do you look to find the right solution, and then how do you recognize you've got the right solution when you're there?
All right,
AlphaFold represents a huge leap forward that I hope will really accelerate drug discovery and help us to better understand disease. It's pretty mind-blowing.
You know, these results were, for me, having worked on this problem so long, after many, many stops and starts, and will this ever get there? Suddenly, this is a solution. We'd solved the problem. This gives you such excitement about the way science works, about how you can never see exactly or even approximately what's going to happen next. There are always these surprises, and that really, as a scientist, is what keeps you going. What's going to be the next surprise?